You sound like you're fiber full at this point. Maybe even sever full. I'm not sure. So I have some bad news for you all. This is actually not a comedy show. This is an intervention.
That's the one.
It's an intervention. I'm pretty sure it's for you, sir. But I'm not sure. If this was a comedy show, there would be many more people here. But looking around the room, I'm pretty sure that there's not many of you that have more people than this that really give a shit about you. That's right, insult the people. That's what I do. That's my shtick. I got 30 minutes of insults. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty. No, you know, I know all about this intervention. I actually just came from my AA meeting. A-hole Anonymous. And, you know, it's a great, A-hole Anonymous, we're such assholes we couldn't even think up our own name. Alright, we had to steal from the alcoholics. But it's a good group. You know, they only have 2 steps. Be nice. And if you can't, well then go fuck yourselves. It leads to a pretty short meeting. To be honest with you, we very rarely get the coffee brewed before we're calling each other fucking names and fisticuffs, and it devolves into that. But I got my 45-year chip the other day, which I was pretty happy about. Because we give the chips for how long you've been an asshole. And I'm actually going to turn 46 in a couple of months, which is great. So apparently for the first 9 months, I was really pleasant to be around. And then things went downhill. I believe it was my Aunt Fern who was standing there going, "Who's the baby? Who's the baby?" And I was like, "Fuck you. I'm the baby." But in any event, I have had a pretty weird day. My son, the little guy, he pooped in his shoe. Pooped in his shoe while he was wearing it. I was not aware that such a thing could even happen. But, you know, I did what any dad did. I looked at him and I said, "Do it again." Because the physics alone. I mean, the torque to elastic sock band ratio is just, you know, this kid's either going to MIT or he's going to, you know, a mental facility somewhere. We went through 2 pairs of pants, and on one lucky try a sock, we were unable to repeat the hypothesis. I have been walking around all day, you know, thinking about going to my A-hole Anonymous meeting and trying to be nice to people. You know, because that's the thing. And so I saw a woman today, she was actually outside the Trump rally in Portland. I don't know if you saw he was here. But she had a bumper sticker, and I said, you know, it said, if you've seen this one, "Celebrate diversity." You know, and usually I would just ridicule people who had that on their car. But today I said, you know what? That's actually kind of nice, because we're all different in like 1,000 different ways. And so I went up to her and I said, "Ma'am, you are not only unsightly, your outfit is hideous, and I celebrate you. There are too many people who are thin, good looking, smell nice, have good teeth. Bravo, ma'am, bravo." And she looked at me and she said, "Diversity means that I love women." Oh, I am so sorry for thinking that there was more than one kind of diversity. So, Red Sox season started. Any Red Sox fans?
Woo!
Anyway, yeah? Yeah. Spring training, nobody cares. Let's just be honest. Nobody watched that game but me. And yeah, the thing about the games is that, you know, the Red Sox will put advertising on anything, right? I mean, if you were in Fenway Park and you know, and you go in the urinal, ladies, right there on the urinal cake, it'll say, "Did you miss this cake? Well, don't miss the crab cakes up in the pavilion. You know, but I think sometimes they go, spring training, they can't sell that sort of advertising. You know, I mean, and sometimes you'll take anybody who walks in the door. And sometimes I think they go a little too far. You know, today, the third inning, Dave O'Brien, said, "It's the third inning, brought to us by NAMBLA, the National Association of Man-Boy Love." That's right, the third inning is the pitcher-catcher inning. You know, I just think that's not right. But go Sox, that's all I know. You know, it's interesting, actually, for you Red Sox fans. Out Magazine, does anyone read Out Magazine? No, I read it in my proctologist's office. For them, it's like a trade journal. But in Out Magazine, they named Sandoval, the panda, as the player that most heterosexual males have gay fantasies of. Pablo Sandoval from the Red Sox. They don't really want to have sex with him, but they want to get him down for those rounders. Is apparently the issue. I'm always glad to be here in Biddeford. It's a beautiful city. Biddeford, the town motto of which is Biddeford. At least it's not Sanford. Hello, anyone been to Sanford lately?
Yeah!
Yeah, Joe, you're in Sanford. Yeah, you see that martini bar that they just opened down by Shane's? It's kind of swank. I never had a martini made of Jägermeister. But I'm willing to learn. I am willing to learn. You know, I can't really talk though. I'm from Lewiston. Grew up in Lewiston. And, we have the French festival, right? They have a Franco festival here in Biddeford, right? It's called La Carmise, right? They figured, we want to show pride in our heritage, so we'll name it after the animal that they've used to ridicule us for the last 150 years. But in Lewiston, they have a Franco festival. It's the only annual festival that doesn't happen every year. They call theirs the joie de vivre. Joie de vivre, the joy of life. You know, but people in Lewiston just can't get behind a name like that. A little too peppy for them. So next year they're going to try the, I didn't fucking kill myself, so I guess I'll go eat some fried dough and spin around on some poorly constructed shit festival. And they hope that goes better. This is hot off the news. While I was waiting for the show to start, I was looking through the news. I don't know if you all heard that Anthony Scalia died a couple weeks ago on some weird hunting trip. Yeah! I think they were all dressed up as furries, running around. I'm not exactly sure how it goes. But they need a new Supreme Court justice. And today, Obama nominated a new Supreme Court justice. And he's the only Supreme Court justice in history that was nominated and confirmed on the same day. Because in a stroke of brilliance, he nominated Carrot Top. Now, I don't know if you've seen the Senate Republicans, but those are some motherfuckers that like themselves a proper comic. Republican leader Mitch McConnell came out at the end and was quoted as saying, "He said it was a gun, but it was really a potato." Carrot Top, unfortunately, was not available for quotes. He was busy hollowing out Anthony Scalia's law books to put in inflatable brassieres and decapitated rubber turkeys. But in defense of the law books, Scalia never read them either. So I am from Lewiston, and as you know, does anyone know who our most famous son is from Lewiston? It's our fine governor. Governor Paul LePage, son of Lewiston, much like myself. Like, how does this stuff come out of his mouth? And what people don't realize is that people from Lewiston say this shit every goddamn day. But nobody is stupid enough to put them in power where it matters, right? Frenchie's from Lewiston, We're lucky if we're student council treasurer. And I'm pretty sure that's what LePage thought he was getting himself into. He thought he'd be like naming Crazy Hat Day, you know, Crazy Hair Day, Tiki Fly Awareness Day. He thought that was as hard as it was going to get. Nobody in their right mind would choose a Frenchie from Lewiston to come up with a plan to solve their life problems. I mean, they might come up with a plan. It wouldn't be a good plan. I mean, take LePage. He's all about the drug dealers lately, right? Going crazy about the drugs. So he came up with his own plan. And what he's going to do is he's going to have public service announcements in other states, you know, telling the dealers what they're in for if they come up to Maine. And they asked him, well, how are you going to communicate with them? He said, well, I can't use the foul language that they use. So I'm going to talk to them in the only language they understand. Rap. My name is Paul, I'm the governor of Maine. So if you're from away, well then let me explain. That if you're smoothie or the money and you're coming to my state, I'm crazy as a badger and I'm easy to irate. I got the stadies in my pocket, open carry on my hip, and I'll wipe the fucking smile from your race non-specified lip. So if you think that you're a gangster, you think that you are hard, well, I'm me, I got a posse, it's the Maine National Guard. So stay down in Connecticut with your crack pipes and your nose candy, because the way to a white girl's heart is Allen's coffee brandy. Governor Ellis. Lots of politics talk lately. Joe was talking about it. You know, everybody's tired about it. But you know, there's just crazy stuff going on, right? I mean, you can't get away from it. It's in the news everywhere, right? I mean, you've got Bernie, you know, on the Democrat side, you've got Bernie, you've got Hillary, right? They're all going after each other. And you know, and the thing about it is, Bernie, right? Bernie has been called the angriest uncle in Angry Uncle Town, right? He's like that uncle that comes up to you and says, criticizes your haircut and tells you you're getting fat and then slips you a 20 and says, don't tell your mother. Hillary is like the aunt who busts you for smoking pot in her backyard and then goes and smokes the rest of your pot in her backyard. Right? You like that one, sir?
Oh, yes, I do.
He's Aderful, ladies and gentlemen. But the thing about Hillary fans, anybody here a Hillary supporter? Good. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Hillary supporters, right, that I don't understand. They know she's lying to them. They know she's cheating. They know that the things she's saying are not true. But we in America today, we don't even know how to handle the truth from our politicians, right? I imagine that if Bernie Sanders walked into a bathroom and there was a Hillary supporter being leaned over the sink by a guy in three very $1,000, you know, nice suits, three bankers, and they were giving him the business with like a Stanley thermos. And Bernie said, that's outrageous. The billionaires can't have all the thermoses. You want that I should call the cops? And the Hillary fan would just say, the police. You mean your publicly paid men with firearms? Socialist! Soft on guns! See, Bernie, here's the thing you don't understand. One day, I'm gonna own that thermos. Thank you. Republican side's a little nuttier. You know, people are dropping out. They are dropping out like flies. Ben Carson dropped out. Right? He said that he could not see a pathway to victory, which you know, was pretty amazing. Because
I thought you were still in.
what's that?
I thought you were still in.
No, he's saying he's dropping out. He's saying he can't see the pathway of victory. And he had some great plans. Were you a Carson fan?
No.
No? No? Well, that's surprising. He had some great plans. He was a doctor, right? So he was about the health care. His plan was to do away with insurance for poor people and just have mobile health vans go through. You know, you're just going to have them go around and whatever. They had one down in York County just the other day. They had one, you know, it was really just a panel van with 2 holes cut out in the side. You just stuck whatever infected item you needed to put in there. They take care of it. You know, but his other plan was he was going to do away with Obamacare, and he had his plan called Apple Care. Because he understood an apple a day keeps the doctor away. But not having health insurance will do pretty much the same fucking thing. Jeb Bush is out, of course. And you know, but Jeb, everyone felt pretty good about him. You know?
He really go for it.
Holy crap.
He's the weak man.
Him getting out was a mercy killing. It's what I think.
He's weak.
You know?
He was weak.
Him even getting into the thing, it was kind of like, you know, it's the 6th inning, you're down 20-0, and you put in the kid on the team who has no arms to pitch.
I do like the guy, but he was...
You know, he's got the baseball in his mouth, he's just throwing it towards the batter's box, you know, and after 32 walks, he finally hits the batter and you call it a fucking night. That's Jeb Bush. Chris Christie's out. You know, oh, you know all these guys.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
You saw him behind Trump's.
What do you think about Chris Christie, sir? What do you think about Chris Christie?
Well, he's begging for a job.
He is fake. Did you see his face?
You saw his face beside Trump, right?
Here's what I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to know, what pictures does Trump have of him? You know, that he got him to stand up there and say whatever it was that he managed to get out of his mouth. Trump has pictures of him, like, dressed in a priest outfit with an inflatable altar boy. You know, he's got something that Chris Christie, you know, either that or he's got a trunk full of bacon. Because Chris Christie,
he's looking for a job.
He's looking for a job, aren't we all?
Yeah.
Aren't we all? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's looking for a job.
He's looking for a job.
Yeah.
Will you like Cruz, sir?
Cruz.
Ted Cruz?
Ted Cruz. He's a wannabe.
He's a wannabe?
He's
What
a wannabe.
does he want to be?
He want to be the guy.
He wants to be the guy. Well, he's won a couple states, right? He won Iowa, he won a couple on Super Tuesday.
Yeah,
Here's the thing about him, though. People don't understand why people are voting for him, but now they've figured it out, right? It turns out that 80% of Ted Cruz voters have only read one book in the last 20 years. Anyone care to guess what that book might be? The Bible? He calls it the Bible. So I wasn't sure it was the same book. I had to look it up on Amazon and read the reviews. And frankly, they were mixed. Apparently, the main character in the book dies in the middle, 4 chapters in a row. And then the rest of the book is just a bunch of people who never actually met the main character talking about sleeping with sheep and their sisters. And that is what is leading the Cruz Revolution, ladies and gentlemen. That's the book. You know, but I got nothing against religion. You know, I myself, I'm not that religious. I had a bad experience in the church as a young boy. I mean, not the one that, you read about with the roofie-flavored communion wafers. We were Methodists. She's Jehovah's Witness. Their kids knock on my door all the time. But they don't know why. But I play the game. You know, I play the game like everybody, right? You know, I have my manger scene out on my lawn, you know. Except I bought mine at Rennie's, right? So it's got like 3 hours before the regular manger scene, where Mary is still actually giving birth. I've got the flashing placenta. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's the beautiful lawn ornament. You know, and it's the Immaculate Conception was actually the problem that I had in the Methodist, because I kept asking too many questions, apparently. for the pastors and the ladies at Sunday school. You know, because I wanted to know about the Immaculate Conception, right? But more than the Immaculate Conception, I was willing to grant them the Immaculate Conception. I wanted to know, was there immaculate foreplay? Was there some, like, omniscient reach around that God liked to use? And he's like, how about if I give you an all-knowing back rub? You know, was that his go-to? You know, nobody would talk to me about this stuff. And more than that, I wanted to know afterwards, was God a snuggler? Did God like to spoon, or was he like Derek Jeter, the archangel would just come in and say, the God is a very busy man, he's, please grab your gift bag on the way out. There's an unconceived child in there. Good luck explaining it to your husband. So, I like, I don't know if you know, all of Ted Cruz's children are named after people in the Bible. Yeah, you know. But you know, the thing about people, I don't mind if people name their kids after folks in the Bible, but they all use the same names, right? It's like Ezekiel, or Mary, or Joseph, right? There are thousands of good biblical names that go unused. Like Nimrod, Diklah, Peleg, right? Peleg, that's a beautiful name. Poor boy. Right? But I honestly, first time I heard Peleg, I didn't even believe it was a name. I had to look it up. Turns out Peleg lived 800 years. When I heard that, I started pissing down my own leg whenever I got the chance. Which is more often than you would think when you're committed to a plan. So, Marco Rubio. Anybody Marco Rubio fan?
The only one.
He's gone.
Yo, there he is. What do you like about Rubio, sir?
That's a good laugh.
Oh, he's younger than all the other guys.
He's younger than all the other guys. You know what?
No.
Here is Marco Rubio's plan. Marco Rubio's plan is to just stand there and say nothing and hope that he wakes up president one day.
That's what happened.
It could happen.
Oh, yeah.
I know it could happen, right? It could happen because, you know, he's just going to stand there behind Kasich,
Our case is on.
and when he falls away, he'll stand up and say, am I president yet? But I don't think it's going to happen, because he's got some crazy ideas. There's some wacky shit that comes out of Rubio's mouth when he opens it. You know?
Once upon a time.
Well, did you hear about his gun plan, sir?
No.
So, last couple days, he's been all about the Second Amendment, right? He's been saying, our forefathers guaranteed us all a gun, right? He wants to give every American the guns that their forefathers promised to them. You know, and I'm all right with that. As long as it's the same guns that our forefathers had. I want to see a good guy with a musket.
Musket.
That's what I want to see, right? I want to see some crazy motherfucker run into a public building and be like, none of you ever paid attention to me! And now you're all gonna pay! I need it in 60 to 90 seconds! One of you is gonna be really sorry! And you know, I look at it this way, right? That way all of the gun people, they get their guns and they're happy, and the rest of us, we just get a really legitimate head start. That's the way I feel about it. And you know, the thing about it is, you know, like every plan that anybody comes up to, they asked him, they said, well, Mark, how are you going to pay for that? And he said, well, we're going to pay for it the same way we pay for everything. Cut the health care to the poor. And he said, well, you know, I thought about it. I said, you know what? I'm okay with that too. If they want to give everybody a musket by cutting health care to the poor, okay. As long as Congress also gets the same health care that our forefathers enjoyed. I want to see Mitch McConnell ask, are leeches covered in my PPO? And then I will die a happy man. But Trump, he's the guy. He's leading everything. He's the one no one can seem to stop. It's like an STD on the prettiest $2 whore in town.
I'm pissed off at him too.
Are you pissed off at him? Why are you pissed
No,
off?
I ain't pissed off at him.
You're not pissed off at him.
No, everybody is.
You're just pissed, sir.
No,
Is that-
I ain't pissed. Hey, I like a new government.
You'd like a new government?
Yes.
Who would lead this government?
Trump.
Have you ever heard about Berman Supreme?
What?
Have you ever heard about Berman Supreme? He is also running for president. He ran in the New Hampshire one. His whole thing is he wants a pony-based economy. Everybody would trade in ponies. Because he figures if you're going to steal somebody's pony, you're going to have to be really committed to it. All of the ponies will have barcodes on them. So that when you go to pay, you just lift up the pony, scan them, and give them to the clerk. Does that sound like a good plan to you, sir? It makes as much fucking sense as anything coming out of Donald Trump's mouth.
Right.
Thank you.
It makes total sense.
They've done a study about why Donald Trump supporters support him.
Because he's pissed off.
Well, he explained it to himself today.
Yeah.
He said, people support me because I'm Caucasian. That means the Latin word.
We don't lose no jobs in the United States.
No, we're not going to lose any jobs
No.
because you're white, sir.
No.
That's what he's talking about. He's saying he's Caucasian, you're Caucasian, and Caucasian is a science word, which means that smart people use it. It's Latin, sir, it's Latin. Caucasian is Latin for even more of a dick than an Asian person. That's how he's going to deal with China. He's more of a dick than an Asian person. Now, not that some Asian people weren't dicks, sir.
You can't.
Some Asian people were dicks.
No. But we just lost Ford. What you do, Mexico?
I don't know if you noticed which one of us has the microphone. One of us is holding a microphone, and one of us is holding a beer.
Thursday.
Right about now, I wish I was the one holding the beer. All right. Very good. Hey, let's play musical chairs. Everybody grab a chair, quick. Oh, I'm going to get it first, sir. You're going to lose. There's your chair. I'm sitting down. Oh, my goodness. You know what you remind me of, sir?
We lose our job in the United States.
You remind me of my favorite
I
quote.
have a wonderful time here.
Did you ever hear of,
Oh, yeah. We lose our job in the United States.
did you ever hear of a woman named Helen Keller? Just a very smart woman. And what you just said reminded me of her quote.
Oh, we have a
Which frankly I will never forget. It brings a slight tear to my eye. Could you have a seat, sir? Because I'm gonna explain to you why people like Trump. Have a seat.
I've been having a wonderful time tonight.
That's awesome. And I'm gonna give you more wonderful time. You just need to sit. You just need to sit. More wonderful time. You know what? You sit down. I'm gonna do another song for you. All right. You sit down. You sit down, and I'm gonna do another song. All right. Now this is something that I cut out, but I'm putting it back in for you. All right. Remember how I was talking about God?
You do it. I love my job.
Do you remember I was talking about God? Remember I was talking about the all-knowing reach around? That's not actually how God likes to set the mood.
Oh, it's gone.
Here's how God likes to set the mood for a lady. He likes to put on a little music. Likes a little sultry music. Ave Maria. Ave Maria.
You sound like Harry Cole.
I'm gonna touch your face, gonna touch your hair. Once I leave, you're not even sure I was there. I'm gonna come and talk to you in sultry voice. the angel's holding you. You won't have a choice, and here's what I know that you won't cry no tears. The things I'll do to you, they'll be talking about for 2,000 years. And then there was silence. So, Donald Trump, he's been saying a lot of crazy things, and but besides being Caucasian, which is a fabulous thing, right? Because it's difficult being the oppressor. Not everybody understands that, that being the oppressor is not... Some people don't even like using the word oppressor, right? Some people, right, they don't like using it. Me, I've started using it on my job applications. Where it says race, I just write, you know what, sir? Here's a really funny thing. I'm going to tell you a joke. Knock, knock. Knock, knock. Shut the fuck up. All right, that's perfect. That's perfect. I am so glad that I get you on my video so I can watch this any fucking time I want. I know. Do you hold a job, sir? Sir, do you hold a job?
Yes.
I'm stunned, but what do you do?
I do.
Yes, what do you do for a living?
I make everybody happy.
You make everybody happy.
Yeah,
Well, you're fucking fired, sir.
What?
You're terrible at your job, sir. Because I guarantee that no one in this room is happy that you're here.
I make sure everybody gets their beer.
Okay, could you do me a favor? Looks like I've got about 25 people. Go get them some beer, all right, and come back like 8 minutes from now, and that would be fabulous. All right, I'm going to sing one more song for you. You're not going to even believe it. Have a fucking seat, sir. All right, are you married?
No.
Oh, there's a fucking surprise. I can't believe that there's not some woman drunk enough to marry you. But in any event, I have been married for 20 years. Can you believe that?
Very proud of you.
The generosity of women never ceased to amaze me. I have been married for 20 years, right? And here's the thing.
Wonderful time here.
When you... Well, so when you've been married that long, sir, I know it's probably been a long time since you've been with a woman, so let me just give you a little advice.
Last night.
The next time, oh my God, what alley did she pass out in?
She's from Biddeford.
Of course she's from Biddeford. Of course she's from Biddeford. If she had an elementary education, she never would have given you the time of day. In any event, it's really difficult when you've been married 20 years to keep things spicy. Right? So here's what I like to do. I like to take something that my wife, right? I like to take something that my wife loves, and I put it together with something, that she wishes I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
My wife loves Law and Order.
Wonderful time.
Right? Loves Law and Order. She'll watch any kind of Law and Order. It doesn't matter what Law and Order, Crossing Guard. She doesn't give a fuck what it is. She will watch it. But she wishes that I took her dancing more often.
I'm crying out of laughing so hard.
She wishes I took her dancing. See, the other night I came into the room. Boom, boom, get into the bed. Boom, boom, take off all your clothing. Wow, 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 wow. Best 3 minutes of your life. Bum, bum. And I looked her in the eye and I said, please kill that guy. And then I said, baby, was justice served? And she said, yeah, I just wish the jury had deliberated a little bit longer. My name's Mike Sylvester, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Sylvester, everybody!